Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. This venture is very, very different. This one is in recognition of Transgender Awareness Week. This is November 19th, and this is the last day of the Awareness Week. Excuse me. However, I would say that any Awareness Week is only 1 week, but whatever we're recognizing in that week goes on forever, right? Like, I don't know, when we have Veterans Day or whatever, veterans aren't veterans only on that day, right? We need to support them every day. The same with this topic. So first, let me say that I am a cisgendered female, meaning I was born into a female body with female reproductive organs, and I identify as female. That is not the same for everybody. And let me also say that this is a complicated topic. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. I'm not trying to do anything other than support the transgender community and create a safe space, right? A safe space for them to be, a safe space for conversation, a safe space for lots of different things. But safety is chief concern, okay? Also, there are loads and loads of terms to learn. So I would say educate yourself. Do a quick Google search. You're going to find things. You're going to learn things. And if you can't wrap your head around it, that's okay. I'm still learning. I'm still learning terminology. I'm still learning to wrap my head around things. And in some ways, to be honest, I'm still learning acceptance. But that does not make someone else's experience any less valid just because I can't wrap my head around it, right? So keep that in mind in anything that you're trying to understand. Everyone's experience is valid whether we get it or not. So my being able to understand you is irrelevant to your story, right? So let's just put that out there. I also want to say that gender identity and gender and sexual identity are not the same. And gender identity and gender expression are not the same. So again, look them up. But for transgender, that simply means that a person's gender identity, the way that they see themselves in terms of gender, does not correspond to the body that they were born in. That's what it means. And even under the transgender flag, there's lots of diversity. Lots of diversity. So let's take a second and think about like the LGBTQ flag, right? It's the rainbow. And that rainbow, in theory, or at least when it was first created, represented LGBTQ plus, right? L is lesbian, G is gay, B is bisexual, T is trans, Q is queer or questioning, and the plus is everything else on this beautiful spectrum. But still, there's so much more. There's so much more within that. And then we have the LGBTQ plus, and then it has the trans chevron, which is the white, the blue, and the pink chevron on the left end. And if I can, I will insert some images just so we can see what we're talking about. But then there's also another flag that has the trans chevron, and it also has brown and black, because that represents people of color who are within this LGBTQ plus community. And I have to tell you, statistics show, and people's stories will tell you, that people of color within this community are the most marginalized communities in the world. Not just within the LGBTQ plus community, not just within U.S. society, but in the world. People of color who are in the LGBTQ plus community are the most marginalized people in the world. Let that sink in for a minute. Just because the way we see ourselves, the people we're attracted to, I mean, yeah, just let that sink in. But with all that being said, I want to say, if you are transgender, if you fall anywhere within the LGBTQ plus spectrum, I see you. I support you. I'm an ally. I wasn't always. I didn't always believe and understand, but I do now. And I maintain a safe space, personally and professionally. I encourage education, expression, and conversation, right? I mean, we can respectfully agree to disagree, but this is a place where I safeguard safety. And if you can't disagree respectfully, you will not be allowed to stay. I do just want to say, though, we're all just people. We're people trying to live our lives, trying to figure out who we are, find love, joy, peace, safety, security, all those things. Identity is complicated. We should not be marginalized because of our identity. And again, if you can't support this, you can't wrap your head around it and don't care to try, that's okay. You do you, boo. You do you, and that's okay. But I will say, be careful who you hate, because it might be someone you love who just hasn't come out of the closet. You just don't know it yet. So let that sink in. But again, for those of you who are transgender, again, I see you, I support you, I applaud you, I believe in you. I'm so proud of you for living your life, for being the best you that you can be, and for living amongst all this adversity, because it is adverse. But again, I am here. If you want to have a conversation, I'm here for it. But again, it will always be safe and respectful. This is my channel. This is my Facebook feed. This is my Instagram page. It's mine. I can say and support what and whom I want. So if you can't get on board with that, again, I will respectfully ask you not to. And that's okay. We'll have a conversation about something else that maybe we can talk about respectfully. But in the meantime, for those in the LGBTQ plus community, specifically under the transgender flag, I love you, I support you, I believe in you. Mwah. Be safe.